real flame.
For the longest time, I thought Kyle might be a crazy person because of the video that you posted. I think it's the first video you ever had with a flamethrower. And it looked insanely unsafe the way that you were handling it.
100%.
Yeah.
Very unsafe. Yeah. I talked to the guy last week. He's coming this week. We're filming some stuff. I talked to him a week or so ago. It was the guy who had provided the flamethrower for that day. And I was like, dude, because it's been years since I've seen him. I was like, what was the deal with the flamethrower? I was like, I was terrified at the time. And still looking back, I was like, was that safe? He's like, well, mostly. Like, you weren't going to explode, but it was dripping, man. It was leaking everywhere.
It was dripping everywhere.
Why didn't somebody fix the leak?
I went to Kyle's, it's not his house, but it's near his house, and there was a flamethrower there. And I'm like, dude, a flamethrower. He's like, nah, I don't want to. That's not something you do without getting paid. It's no interest.
It looks miserable to shoot. It's like standing next to a furnace.
Yeah.
It's exactly like putting your head in the oven. Like if you ever open like a really hot 400 or 500 degree oven and just like oh, that's unbearable. It's like that every time you pull the trigger. As long as you're holding the trigger, it's not fun. Not fun.
How long can you just hold the trigger down on one of those things? Like how quick will it run out?
It's got the one I was shooting was like a Vietnam era one, and it was loaded up with napalm, and it had maybe 25 seconds, 30 seconds worth of go juice, of like solid.
How long could you hold down the trigger before it was just unbearable and you had to stop?
I don't know. You could go back and watch the video. I probably held it as long as I could. I know there's parts where I'll like release and like take a step or two forward, and like I'm happy for those like that respite of not being. The hair was gone off my hands.
Took a step or two forward to walk away from the puddle of burning napalm.
Yeah,
with your Vietnam flamethrower.
Let me just destroy everything real fast. Be right back.
Yeah. I've had this idea for a company for several years now, and the idea was basically I looked at what it cost to make flamethrowers. It cost about $1,500 worth of raw materials, a little bit of know-how, but not as much as you would think, and no licensing whatsoever, and I mean none. You don't need a license at all to make them, buy them, or sell them. Just think of it like a propane grill. It's the same classification. Like even less. There's less certification on these than there is a propane grill. They'd make you make those things safe. So I was like, yeah, we $1,500 each. Get a fucking assembly line. Build 10 of these things. We sell them for $5-6 grand a pop. Like usually they're $8 or $9 grand. We corner the market on this thing. And the best part is the name of the company, Georgia Thermal Solutions. I was
so misleading.
And everybody's like, well, you can't own that. He's like, it's going to get sued as soon as somebody blows themselves up. I was like, that's the best part. Jeremy, you want to own a company? Oh, hell yeah, man. I ain't never owned a company before. Well, come here. Had that idea for a while, like making the flamethrower company, but everyone tells me it's just too much liability, but I don't think so.
They just have no faith in limited liability companies.
Sell them as just replicas.
They're
functional replicas, but don't use it. Keep it full and look at it, but don't use it.
I think you just got to be careful about who you sell to, and usually the kind of person who's dropping $10,000 on a toy isn't a psycho. They're going to go back to their place and do it safely and enjoy it with the rest of their really expensive toys.
That's not weird. A safe assumption.
Yeah. No, that's not. I know so many crazy rich people like just would kill themselves.
I like rich
stupid.
People.
You don't or you do?
I do. Yeah. It as a concept, you hear about rich people and it's like, they're politically bent and they're, I don't know, the puppeteers just ruining the world. But then you spend time with them, they're hilarious, they're generous, they're charismatic, they're like, you can have a good time hanging out with a rich guy. You probably like it. I mean, probably a lot of people here have done it, but yeah, I've never met a rich guy where that was like a bad time with him.
Yeah, well, you three are certainly good, unbiased sources for this, aren't you?
I mean,
I grew up fucking despising anyone that had money, and that was because everyone I had met with that had money when I was growing up was just a huge tool bag. Because most of the time, especially like in North Carolina or Florida, your money goes a long way. So once people had money, a lot of people just felt free to be these huge assholes, right? They
Yeah.
were always right. Everyone else was always lesser.
For the record,
I mean, very much
tipped
like
this barber.
Wait, actually, how much in general did that, as a total, did your haircut cost?
Not counting your pride. No.
Not.
I think it was $17, and I tipped three more.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're great.
For both as a group
20
deal.
That's,
No.
You know what?
So we
$20
paid
haircut,
40
you got a good
altogether.
deal.
We paid I paid 20 for me and 20 for Colin. We walked out with 40.
$20 looks like an '80s backup dancer.
What a bargain!
I feel like I'm gonna be the diva here. Wait, how much do you guys pay for your haircut?
15.
15.
I've been paying 20, but I've never been happier than when I had a guy. It was like $65 or something like that. I felt like he did a really fucking good job, but I just don't live near him and where he works anymore. So I go to Cost Cutters now and get a $20 haircut because I found one lady who doesn't fuck it up every time.
Oh no.
Kyle's hair game is strong. Mirka sits in the dark.
How much is your haircut? I will not judge as long as it's less than $1.50.
I hate you so much.
How much is your haircut? Give it up.
Wait, $1.50, like 150.
Yeah, 150.
I thought you were saying my haircut was worth $1.50 because it looked
No.
Fuck you, Kyle.
I
No.
like your hair. It's like halfway to Super Saiyan.
No. It's
Wait, a Super Saiyan? That's split by.
I just do that and hold my breath. No, it's I think it's 50, and then I tip everyone well, so it comes to a buck. It comes to 100. It comes
Really? So you tip another 50?
I love this. Like, she does the best haircut as far, because normally, like, sometimes I
That's
get like
a strong tip game.
for haircuts, yes. For servers, I usually do a lot, just because I'm a former server. But I always feel bad because I feel I never carry cash, and so I end up never tipping the people that clean hotel rooms. And I heard you're supposed to do that, and I feel
It
like
depends on the mess I leave. Sometimes if I've only been there like a night, like all I got to do is like, I don't know, grab or get a few wrappers together and put them in a trash can. And like, I mean, they got to make the bed, but that's it. But if I've really like had like lots of room service and the drapes are like tied in a knot so the sun can't come in and shit, like I'll leave them like 15 or 20 bucks, something like that.
Yeah.
It depends on how nice the hotel is as well.
I think the only time I've ever tipped was we had just done DeFranco Does Dublin, which was our live show, and it wasn't from my room. It was my producer's room. He ended up meeting a lady that night, and it was the most
Blood and
trash.
semen everywhere.
No, I swear to God, I don't know what the fuck these people did. There was 10 condoms just thrown about the room. I don't
They
know.
probably had sex 10 times.
Wait a second. That's what you do with condoms?
Or a balloon animal
Son
party.
of a bitch. No, and that was the only
But
time.
a ribbed giraffe.
So big tipper. Well, in any of these cases, I think you would have gotten a better haircut than that. I would hold a grudge against this man who did this to you. I feel like your haircut qualifies as a hate crime.
I wanted to come back. I have had like usually it's while I'm showering, imaginary conversations with him. Like, I want you to know, if another white guy walks through this door, you are unqualified to handle the situation. You don't shave hairlines. You just cut it down to size. Shorter on the sides, longer on the top. This is universally agreed upon in the white world.
What happens in the imaginary conversation after you go off on this guy in his own store and they're all sitting there reading the newspaper staring at you? Who the fuck
it's
is
gone this way.
Larry Bird motherfucker.
Where like the fellow barbers are like, hey, where do you get off saying that? What? You know I'm right. Right? That's how it goes down. And then they're like, well, you're going to have to deal with this on your own. You fucked up the man's hair.
Oh, you think that would be the end of it?
In the imaginary conversation, yeah, that's how that goes.
The only thing I've ever had where I felt like a barber was like stepping over a boundary. Like, hey, you should have asked like that. There was a lady once who like trimmed my eyebrows. Like, she set the like buzz clippers on like some guard and then just and like so that each eyebrow hair could only be yay long or whatever she'd set it to. And I was just like, she like dusted them with a little eyebrow duster, I suppose. And she was like, "It's good, no?" And I was just like, "Yeah, that is good."
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so you were a
she's done
fan.
Yeah, I was fine with what she had done. I was like, yeah, okay, I can see that. A little sharp there. All right, cool. But God damn it, Olga, you gotta ask before you do stuff like.
And then another thing, I like my haircuts quick, right? Like I'm unique in this way, but I judge them as much on how long they took as I do on how it came out. A lot of
Or
people are not like this at
qualifications.
all. They actually, or if they do judge, they want it to take a while.
I got all day.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
me, not me. If you could
I'm just
somehow
talking.
just rip the sides, a number 2, shorten the top, and it took you like 5 to 7 minutes, I will never go to another barber. You the man. You know, like
7 minutes.
Oh,
That
I
would
would
be
be totally
awesome.
behind 7 minutes. I hate that forced conversation.
Yeah.
I hate it. Just, what do you want to do at the top? I don't know. Just make me look like an adult man who puts his hair to the side. Give me the adult man.
Yes,
You need-
yes.
Oh, well, how have you been doing this week? I don't know. I don't care. Just let me look at pictures of your ugly
Caucasian
kids
number
next to
4.
this fucking container of blue liquid.
Now,
I also don't like how audacious they get with sideburns without even asking.
Yeah, I got my hair cut in Florida, and again, it was like kind of a bad neighborhood. And she's like, the back of my hair with the clippers, like, like it's hard to do.
like
And I'm
she's
like,
scooping ice cream.
yeah, and I'm like, oh God, like like relax on your clipper game. And she's like, oh, again, I can't say a thing without feeling like I'm borderline right. But she's like, if the Mexicans came in here and I didn't work hard at it, they'd feel like they didn't get their value. And I was like, no, don't worry about that with me. Just stop hurting me. So,
My haircut
sorry.
takes
That's
my
great.
haircut takes an hour.
an hour, I wouldn't come back.
Because you get the haircut, right, and then you get like a hand massage, and then they do a scalp rub. It's just for me, my do I call them a barber if it's a woman? Stylist? I don't know.
An esthetician.
An esthetician.
Wait, that's a thing? That's not,
Yes, it is.
I don't know if
learned
that's
a new
actually,
word.
but like for me, she's essentially my therapist. I just bitch the entire time. If anyone ever wanted like what is it? Keemstar's drama alert just has to go to my stylist. Fucking floodgates open. My career is probably over. Like I just vent. It's good. It's
If
good
they
time.
try
Hour?
to talk to me, I'm polite, but it's like kind of like a wrap it up. Like, hey, what do
He's
you think of those
curt
Red
and
Sox?
short.
Oh,
No,
Red
I'm
Sox.
like-
Yeah, they don't like the Yankees. I don't really follow baseball.
No, I'm like, Tara, how's the husband? Oh, your father's coming in town, right? Are you gonna go camping? Like it's a relationship at this point.
See, I wish I could enjoy that, but I don't. The most I will give a barber or whoever is like a bigger than average exhale for a laugh, where they're like, "Oh, it's been crazy today," and I go, like that's about what I give barbers. And you know what else I do? You know when they make you put your fucking head in the basin and they walk behind you and then use the little thing to spray you off after the haircut? I leave my eyes open. I stare them. I stare them right in the eyes when they do that. I don't close my eyes. I want them to be as uncomfortable as I am. I look them right in the eyes while they're washing my hair, and I ask for conditioner.
If they try to wash my hair, I know that's not a facility for me. Like
No. I feel like rule number 1: anyone in the service industry, you don't fuck with, because they can fuck with you and you don't know it. That's
Oh, what are
it.
they gonna do? Give me the mint tea julep instead of the strawberry fucking conditioner I wanted? Once the haircut's done, it's over. You can't ruin me. So I
is
have
every-
the tip power now.
Every person that you go to, is it always a new person?
I've 3 different people I've gotten at the one place
Dude,
I go.
You gotta get that. I drive another 10 miles now that my girl moved. That's a life thing.
I wish I had a person that I trusted. There's one lady in particular that I kind of hope she's there, but there's one lady that if she's there, I'll just leave. And I've walked in and been like, hey, is so and so here? Like the one I want? I've asked for her by name, and they'll be like, no, she ain't in today. I can do it though. And I'm just like, no thanks. And she's like, no, really, I got my chair right open. And I'm just like, no thanks. And she's like, why? And I was like, because you ruined it last time.
Yeah, my favorites in my phone. It's my wife, my dad, my accountant, and then my hairstylist. That's it. Sorry.
This is
Wow.
I don't care what it is.
You
This
and my
is-
mom have the same phone book.
Yes. I'm proud.
I go to the same guy. He's the owner of the barbershop. And he's open every day that the barber's open. I just go there, and he limps on over. He cuts my hair. I don't know his name, and I like it that way.
Wow.
Same guy that committed the hate crime against you?
No. Like I said, I bought a new house. So I was trying
No.
to.
Right.
I was trying to.
Woody
like,
doesn't go to that side of town anymore.
I was trying to duplicate this relationship, and it's not happening.
How far away is the old relationship?
40 minutes.
But it's 40 minutes of North Carolina driving. So it's
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
so
like,
like actual
like
distance.
60 miles.
Actual distance. Yeah. I was like, what? So like 10 miles?
exactly, right? Yeah.
It's like 60 miles or 40 minutes, something like that. Maybe 50 miles.
So, do you talk to your dentist at all too, Phil?
No,
Because
but
that's worse than anything.
My dentist is
no,
awesome.
so I was terrified of dentists because every experience I had ever had was terrible, and then it turns out, this guy that's half a mile away from me, best, not even best dentist, best healthcare provider I've ever dealt with, and so like if you can make me laugh as I'm terrified, I have like this. I don't know if you guys have random fears about the dentist. It's almost like in the past, those people kind of got off on weird pain, and this guy, like, he took like 30 minutes to numb the shit out of my face, and then I was like, okay, I'm here. And the worst part about it maybe was that he tried to have a conversation with me, and I couldn't move my mouth. That was it.
Have you had a root canal? I was going to ask what you had,
No.
but I'm
No,
specifically
so-
interested in root canals with the group.
I've
No,
never had one.
so yeah, I've been looking at Twitter. You've had it? Oh no, I've been looking at Twitter,
It's
and there's
not
a lot
that
of
bad.
there's a lot of new successful tubers that have the kind of same thing where they haven't gone to the dentist in 6 to 10 years, and I'm seeing root canals from gamers left and right.
Wow.
And so luckily, I had 3 tiny cavities, and it was done in an hour.
So one of my upper molars, like the molar that's right here, basically, it had a cavity in it. The cavity had been filled. The filling had fallen out, and basically one day I was eating like something chewy, like caramel or something, and half the tooth just broke out, and I was just like, there's some of my tooth, and I was just like, it's not that bad. I'm fine. I'll just not chew there. And so then every time a bit of food would get there, it was like, I'd have to like fish a hook or a toothpick out of my pocket and like get it out so I could go on not being insane. So finally I was like, all right, let's go do this root canal thing. It really wasn't that bad. I've had worse experiences, I would say. I've
Did you
definitely
get
like
the gas?
No. They gave me a couple of shots and then they started drilling, and it feels like your tooth is vibrating because they're grinding out all of the inside of your tooth, drilling the root out all the way down, and then filling it all up with like a plastic sort of silicone, like I don't know, they're like a mini caulking gun. They're filling my tooth
Fake
up with
tooth
goo,
putty.
and they put a fake cap on it, and then I never went back to get the real one put on, and it fell out the other day.
So you got a time limit. You gotta
At least
get
you
this
didn't
done.
have that Jericho moment. Did
Oh,
you
that
see
was funny. Just right out of his
Oh,
mouth.
yeah. I did see that.
That was funny.
Yeah, he was playing while he was live streaming, and his tooth popped out on stream, right?
Yeah, man.
And then he continued to play well, clutched it, and won the game. And he was like, "Do
That's
it
how
for
you
the
do
little
it.
tooth."
Not worth it.
But it could have gone the other way. He could have like been embarrassed. It was like his front center tooth, if I remember right. And he could have been embarrassed. He could have like, no. But that's not how it happened at all. He's like, yeah, tooth fell out.
No, I think he owned it, and
Yeah.
I think even one of his Twitch emoticons is him without his fucking tooth. It's so awesome. It's so
Tucker
awesome. I
doesn't
love
seem
him.
like the type to care about that.
Right? Yeah.
Once
Come
you
on.
own it, you're not vulnerable to it.
Guess what? We make money from the internet. That's pretty. It's pretty awesome. We don't have to care about anything. At least
good
anything
gig if you can
superficial
do it.
like that. Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, this is the moment my dentist won me over, right? So my teeth are pretty good. They don't, like, I've got a crooked one. So that's an issue. And but I floss every day. I'm 42 and I've had like one cavity. And but
You floss every day. Be real with me, Woody. You're not at the office.
How many times do you brush a day?
once or
7.
twice. But I floss almost like every meal. I've got like I got a little thing in my car. I've got one in my backpack. I've got one here. Nearest
Oh,
floss?
goody two shoes.
Right
I
here.
went to the dentist this morning and I got scolded for it. And because I didn't lie to him. He said, "How often do you floss?" And I said,
Never.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, how often do you floss? And I'm like, every
Whenever
day,
something gets stuck
and I'm,
real bad.
I'm better
Yeah.
at it than you. You know, like, and
You just gotta do it a week ahead of time, and you're good. You can lie.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, but I had a crooked tooth, and I was talking to her about it, and I was like, my subscribers are making fun of me for it. Like, what does it take to get it fixed and stuff? And,
You're what?
Yeah,
Subs are making
right. And she's like, what?
Oh,
I
I'm
was
just
like,
a
I
person
have
with
this.
a real life with real problems. What's that?
I have this YouTube channel, and these people watch my videos, and they're all giving me shit. And she hates my subs. She's like, what? What horrible people! They're awful, awful, rotten people to their soul. And she's like insulting like the very core of their essence and morality. And that was the moment that I liked her.
All right, so I have some AMA questions,
Go-
but I feel
Same
like
ones?
I've got to pee so goddamn bad.
Oh,
because
drink.
I ran right into the house and started the show with you without peeing, and then so I'm gonna do that,
Okay.
and I'll be
All
right back.
Post the AMA questions. Where are those?
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
those.
Are these the same ones, or did we get more?
They're the same ones,
it's
I
the
think.
same ones.
But we only did like 3 of the 50
Yeah.
or something. So there's
We didn't
plenty.
do many.
I'm
Cal's a
getting them.
slow copy paster.
Yeah, I am. Well, I've got a bunch of windows open. It's a little confusing at a
That's
glance.
right. I mean, it takes a couple minutes.
Any good internet videos you've found this week, Kyle? Anything worth sharing?
Here it is, we
Anything
just
really,
got it.
really fucked up?
Let me think about that. I'll be right back.